Disney is in a tailspin. They had 7 of the top 10 grossing movies in 2021, but now they're lucky to.
Hold up. Shang-Chi? That was a top gross. Eternal. That was a Fast Nine. That was a damn. Go get God damn. I ain't gonna lie. I'm surprised by all these movies besides fucking Spider-Man, Venom, and that's it. Everything else got me surprised like a motherfucker. I didn't even know this came out. No Time to Die. No, I didn't even know that came out. I mean, but Ghostbusters that did good. Free Guy, I thought that did horrible. Oh, it was probably just a bad movie. It probably did do good though. Fast Nine, I don't even watch Fast Furious no more. That shit is ass. Shang-Chi, I heard that shit was ass. But it got Marvel on it, so it probably did good for sure. Eternals got Marvel on it, probably did good. But both these movies ass from what I heard.
break even. Indiana Jones 5, Ant-Man and the Wasp 3, The Little Mermaid, Elemental, Lightyear, the list of their flops just keep on coming, and it's losing the company.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad that they fucking losing money right now. Not, I'm being dead fucking serious. They ain't put out no good fucking movies in a minute. All they been putting out is fucking reruns and shit. I'm so glad that they flopping and shit right now. Maybe
Hundreds
they
of
might put out
billions of
some good
dollars
shit.
every single time.
God
And
damn.
everything associated with Disney is now failing.
Mil?
Marvel, Lucasfilms, 20th Century Fox, Pixar, even Vice, which they own
They got
over a
Vice?
quarter of, has now actually gone bankrupt. All of these blunders have cost Disney dearly, causing their stock price to drop.
Hold on. They own Vice? Since when? When the fuck this happened? Damn.
Dramatically.
That's weird.
From nearly $200 just a couple of years ago to $86 today. That's nearly a 60% loss. And all this bad news has sparked talk of their demise, with rumors even coming out that Disney are preparing to sell out to Apple.
Oh, god damn it. Nigga, ain't shit go change. It's gonna get worse. Nigga, I ain't gonna lie. Apple go make a nigga pay after you get into the movie. Apple go make you pay to actually watch the movie while you in the theater. Type shit. That shit. Oh my god. I thought Disney was too big to fail type shit. God damn.
I mean, they
Just
sold out
fucking up. That's what
creatively,
you
and
get.
now it looks like they're also selling out financially. But whilst this Apple deal will probably never happen, Disney is still looking to downsize in the face of such massive losses. It's been reported that they're going to sell off many parts of Disney, which begs
I was
the
about to say though, but I thought they fucking amusement parks was covering all that shit. Damn, well, COVID probably fucked it up a lot, so they lost out on a lot of money. Yeah, cause I know Disney parks make a lot of fucking money, like to where they can cover a lot of this shit.
question, what happened here? But when you take a look at all of their different studios, you'll see that every part of the Disney empire.
ABC, obviously all the Disney shit. ESPN, free goddamn Freeform, 21st Century Fox, God, ABC. I ain't no Disney on them. 20th Century Fox. That's what I really think. I ain't no Disney on them too. FX, I ain't know that. I don't even know what Blue Sky is. But damn. Natural Geographic? No, I ain't know that. Damn, bro. Disney own a lot of shit.
Is crumbling to
Damn.
dust. So first, let's take a look at Marvel,
Disney, a
which used to
motherfucker.
be a license to print money for Disney. Nearly every single Marvel film was a massive success, literally making Disney billions of dollars. But ever since Endgame, something's been off. They ran out of stories to cover.
It's been fucking ass at the Endgame. I don't know what the fuck they doing. No, I do know what they doing. They just they don't know what to do with the characters, so they just trying to replace everybody. And it's ass as fuck. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all doing right now. That's what the fuck
With the main arc over, most of the characters were either written out or had nothing to do anymore. The big names of the franchise, Iron Man and Captain America, both finished their arcs, and the other heroes weren't able to pick up the slack.
Hey, now, you can't put Guardians of the Galaxy in that category. That shit is a fire fucking movie right there. Especially the third one, the first one and the third one. Now, them were some fire ass movies. Can't put that in the same category as the rest of the fucking What phase we on? Phase 4? You can't put that in the rest of phase 4. The fuck? Shit. Guardians of the Galaxy, that shit.
Thor, the only remaining part of the
Trash.
big three, was butchered in his latest and most likely final.
First off, Thor movies always been ass, so stop that. Stop acting like this a first time failure for Thor. All his movies is ass besides Ragnarok. All of them. And nobody ain't gonna disagree on that. I don't know, not one person that'll disagree on Thor movies is ass.
Final film, Thor Love and Thunder. And yet this movie felt like it was written by children. The story had no real weight, and all the characters were treating everything like a joke. Comically bad CGI
Oh my
effects
God.
stuck out like a sore thumb, and there were more plot holes and nonsensical decisions than ever before. While some of the post-Endgame Marvel movies have found success, like Spider-Man No Way Home or Guardians of the Galaxy,
But with Spider-Man, I really think Spider-Man only found a
some of the
way because
post-Endgame Marvel movies have found
hold up.
success, like
Get back
Spider-Man
to the
No Way
bit.
Home.
Yeah, I only think they found a way because really they found a way because of nostalgia. Let's be real. I went to the movies to go see this because of him, Tobey Maguire, my fucking boy right here, and Andrew. But I didn't go for him. I didn't really. I didn't show up for him for Tom Holland. I came for fucking Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield on some real shit. Cause I ain't gonna lie. I got a new respect for the Andrew Garfield movies. I do a little bit, not that much, but I can look back and be like, okay, they weren't that bad, type shit. But yeah, I mostly came back for Toby because basically the whole movie is just nostalgia type shit. Ain't really have the whole plot was basically they villains doing all the fucking work. He ain't have no real fucking who was his villain in this shit. He didn't have one. It was all they shit. They didn't even have a fucking story for him besides Aunt May dying. That's it.
Home or Guardians of the Galaxy 3, this was almost in spite of them being Marvel movies. They added something new or original, something that made them feel actually worth watching. However, other Marvel movies that follow the same cookie cutter formula have flopped massively. The most recent one, the third Ant-Man film, is a great
Hurt his
example. It
ass.
bombed out of the box office in spectacular fashion, making it one of the first Disney Marvel films to not even break even. It only barely beat out Black Widow and Eternals, which both released.
I heard them was ass too, but I heard fucking Ant-Man was fucking trash. Like it was a waste of time. I didn't really see nobody talking about Black Widow that much though. Cause I really forgot about that. And Eternals, I already knew that was gonna be ass. I ain't gonna lie. It just looked at ass, and I ain't even think to watch it.
Released when cinemas were shut down by the pandemic, and we're sure to see a bunch more flops, Snow White being one of them. And it may have taken over 30 films, but people are just getting tired of this recycled woke nonsense. And
I don't even think the people tired of it. I think it's more of like, well, no, yeah, I guess people is tired of it because, well, no, fuck being tired of it, motherfucker. Y'all putting out ass movies, so fuck up out of here.
after Endgame, there's never really been more a Marvel film can do without bringing something new to the table itself. With the recent delays to the upcoming Avengers and Captain America films, they're clearly worried. News of Marvel films going wildly over budget have also plagued Marvel. Doctor Strange reportedly went $100 million over budget
Damn.
alone. These costs were then justified when they pulled in billions, but
Oh,
now
damn.
they're just a massive liability. And as the age of Marvel comes to an end, Disney is struggling to fall back on its other franchises. Lucasfilms and their catalog hasn't been working out so well for Disney. After they finished off their new trilogy of films, there hasn't been much room left to grow into for Star Wars. New movies based around the universe like Solo, A Star Wars Story, haven't really found that much success. Whilst they found some success with longer Star Wars shows on their streaming platform, they've been forced to almost abandon new movies entirely. Other Lucasfilm properties have been even worse. Just look at Indiana Jones 5, the sequel that nobody asked for. The opening box office debut
Yeah,
of
that-
$130 million,
knew that was
despite
gonna
being carried by Harrison Ford and John Williams, the film lost Disney hundreds of millions. Whilst
Damn, they lost that bad. Damn. I thought it would at least broke even. I ain't gonna lie, because I feel like you were pulling on the. Well, no, didn't the first movies come out like in the 80s? No, when the first movies came out, I don't fucking know, but I know nostalgia. Most people that want to watch that shit ain't going to see that shit no more. It's been too long. type shit.
All the ingredients for a good movie were there, maybe except the writing, it just didn't really pan out. People weren't interested in the first place, and the film did little to make itself worth buying a ticket. Without the Indiana Jones name, it would have been forgotten in days. However, with its name, it may take a few weeks, and despite being branded as the final installment, you can be sure of a remake later down the line if Disney even lasts that long. Pixar and their classic animated films have also been suffering just as much, if not more. Instead of creating new stories,
Man, they
franchises,
trash.
or even new ideas in general, they decided that making a live-action, inclusive
Man, oh my god. Disney and the fucking live action shit pissed me off too. Cause bro, why the fuck is y'all just making live action shit shit from back in the day? I do not want to see that. I don't care they black. I don't care they fucking inclusive and all that shit. I don't give a fuck. Make a new damn movie. I don't want the fucking same story I done seen back when I was 5 years old. And that a movie that I've seen motherfucking probably 5, 6 times at this point in time. Like, come on, I don't want to watch that shit.
soulless version of an old film was good enough. Aladdin, The Lion King, Mulan, Peter Pan, The Little Mermaid, and most recently Snow White, where they pillaged their entire history just for a quick buck.
Yeah,
Each
I
of
don't
these
like that
remakes
shit.
has driven the nail further into the coffin. Each one erodes a little more of their reputation and credibility. And for Disney, that's all they have. Their brand is how they get people to come to Disney World or go to the movie theater. On the surface, these films seem like Disney's trying to make up for their racist roots and bring their classics into the modern age. But that's all just a corporate veneer.
I ain't gonna lie. The racist shit was good. I can't even lie. Well, hold up. No, I ain't even gonna say that. I gotta think which movies had the racist shit in them. I can't think of which ones had the racist shit in them. Nah, fuck it. I can't think of fucking the racist shit bad. I can't think of no movies where I realized like, oh nah, bro, that's a little racist. So I probably have to rewatch them or some shit to realize. But as a kid, I ain't pay no attention to the shit.
Yeah. I mean, let's take a look at one of Disney's most ridiculous moves towards wokeness, the upcoming live-action Snow White movie. Why we needed another one is a different question, but it looks like they've completely lost the point of the original, judging by photos from the set. Instead of 7 dwarfs, Snow White is instead going to become friends with 7 magical creatures of varying ethnicities. There won't be a prince either. Instead, Snow White will be able to take power over the realm for herself. Or how about another one of their latest projects that's already been forgotten, Lightyear? How
Forgot that came out.
It was a good idea is
I
actually
forgot that
insane.
came out.
It's not just that it's another Toy Story remake, it's a film based on a franchise that's still being made. It's a film based on the fictional backstory of a fictional toy that was meant to be as generic as possible, with a huge sprinkling of woke mixed in. And on top of these loose foundations, they built a slow, unoriginal story about an interstellar security guard. It's a wonder that the film even made back its $200 million production cost.
God
But
damn.
add in the hundreds of millions spent on marketing, and you get a sense of how Disney stock has fallen so.
I ain't gonna lie. They fucked up a perfect opportunity though. Because, bro, all you had to fucking do was basically copy the TV show that they had, bro. That shit used to be raw as fuck, bro. On some real shit. That shit, the Buzz Lightyear TV show, that shit used to be raw as fuck. I used to watch that shit when it used to only come on at late at night for me for some reason. That's the only time I could watch it, and that shit used to be raw. I used to love that shit.
Low. To keep your edge nowadays, you need to do better than remakes and performative wokeness. This is a world where even the biggest global companies lost $800 billion in a single day. Yet still, new media continues cannibalizing itself, sucking any value or entertainment out of anything that's beloved by the actual users, all while increasing prices and slashing offers, as everyone begs them not to. So while failure may be deserved, it makes you wonder, if the giants of yesterday like Netflix and Disney letting their companies and stock prices plummet, where are we supposed to put our hard-earned money? Where do we look for opportunities? Especially since what's currently being sold as market salvation is actually growth in just 7 tech stocks. Opportunities that are long overhyped and overpriced by the time we get to them, but CEOs like Bob Iger would have us blissfully chasing these big names, while they stay one step ahead, storing their wealth in secretive markets known for their stability. But now we can beat the billionaires at their own game, getting into a market that keeps growing, fueled by the uber rich, the art market. Even during 2023's economic catastrophe, art market sales have risen above pre-pandemic levels.
Is
And
this an
luckily, you
ad?
two can invest in this market
Oh yeah,
without
yeah,
needing
yeah,
Liger
okay.
level money, because our longtime sponsor Masterworks has
Hey,
already sold
I'm
over
gonna say, what the fuck
$45
you talking
million
about?
of luxury art, with the net proceeds paid out directly to investors like you. Of course, as with any investment, future performance isn't guaranteed, but Masterworks' platform has delivered recent returns of 10, 17, and even 32% net. And with 750,000 plus members, it's no surprise that
Damn.
Masterworks' offerings can sell in minutes, and there's a waitlist to join, but you can get special access to skip that waitlist at the link in the description.
I ain't gonna lie, that sound like some NFT type shit. I was paying attention, but I didn't really understand it. It sounded like NFT
Other
type shit
attempts
to
to
me.
reignite Pixar like Elemental have also flopped. Whilst it was a new and original idea on the surface, really it was just a rehash of other, much better Pixar films, like Inside Out. In fact, it was the second worst performing Pixar film of all time in
Damn.
just its first 3 days, only beaten
Oh,
by the initial release
yeah.
of Toy Story. But you get the feeling that Elemental won't have the same success later down the line. There's absolutely no magic to the film. Even Vice, yet another part of Disney's empire, has been failing. In fact, it completely failed
I saw
commercially,
that, though.
going bankrupt in spectacular fashion. Once worth billions, the company was bought out recently for just
It was worth that
$300
much?
million. So you might have started
How it was worth that much when they say none of the videos was making any type of fucking money? Like they say they are losing money on every video. Damn, how it was worth $1 billion if it was making no money? What revenue you got? I don't. Damn, I have to think about that one. I don't
noticing a
understand that
pattern
one.
here. Vice threw away their credibility and their good name by completely changing their content. They used to make gritty, real documentaries about the criminal underworld and the forgotten people of the world, telling interesting, edgy stories no matter where. But now, they've been reduced to a BuzzFeed clone, pumping out vacuous, unoriginal, but incredibly politically correct videos. Fake edginess made people sick, and so they stopped watching, and the whole company eventually went bust. Now they're just another example of how everything Disney has touched has been falling apart. With failures across the board, it's not surprising that Disney's stock price has seen a 60% drop. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Everything about Disney's stumbling bureaucracy is collapsing in on itself.
I don't understand though. Like, why they felt like they needed to go woke? Cause on some real shit, I feel like even if you said got on fucking Instagram, Twitter, and all that, and said fuck all the woke shit, fuck all that shit, you still gonna be good. Motherfuckers can't get around you. Like you was at the fucking peak. You could have did whatever the fuck you wanted to and made, long as you made good movies, people wouldn't have gave a fuck at all. So I don't understand that. Why the fuck they even did that?
One of the most damaging aspects of their collapse has been the dent in their streaming revenue. Disney Plus lost around 2.4 million subscribers in the last 3 months of 2022, and they haven't stabilized since.
They ain't got no
This
good
is a
shit on
huge
them.
part of their business, and millions of people checking out shows a massive loss in trust for their audience, causing them to announce the firing of over 7,000 employees. And when the failures started coming in, Disney had a knee-jerk reaction and even fired their new CEO, Bob Chapek. Chapek had been chosen as Bob
Damn.
Iger's successor, the man who ran Disney from 2005 into 2020, all to great success, making Disney one of the most powerful and richest companies in the world. But then just a year later, facing a financial disaster, Disney unceremoniously
I ain't gonna lie. That's a bad time to take over though. So I can't really sit there and be like, it's bruh fault. No, that was just a bad time to take over. Cause you gotta think, that's right after fucking COVID and all that shit. When shit fucked up. Like, nigga, I ain't got no choice but to lose for a few years before I can even think about making a profit type shit.
fired Chapek and rehired Iger. However, this didn't really make a difference because the rot at Disney started well before Chapek took control, and he barely had enough time to change anything. Now Iger's trying to sell off parts of the empire, offering some of Disney's TV networks like ABC and ESPN to other conglomerates. There's even rumors that he could sell the entire empire to Apple for a multi-billion figure, but Apple's denied that deal would take place. People often blame Disney's failures for the fact that they went woke, and it's not really hard to see why. A common theme throughout all of their failures is this weird focus on identity politics, progressivism, and sticking it to the man over originality and creativity. And it's been the same across all of their franchises.
Yeah.
Combined with unoriginal ideas and poor execution, it's made watching nearly any Disney product a chore. But their false wokeism hasn't just been limited to their movies. Disney's recent feud with Ron DeSantis has exposed a lot about both parties. It began with a phone bill, championed by the presidential hopeful, which would ban gender education for the first few years of school, then put regulations on what they teach the older children. LGBT activists protested it as a direct attempt to push new ideas about gender and identity out of the school system, and Disney were happy to lend them a hand, making a series of donations to LGBT groups, which sparked.
But why though? Why is that your focus? What is you trying to do? Why is that your focus? Why not make fucking good money? I mean, I'm talking about money. Good movies and all make shit better. What the fuck is you doing in fucking activism and shit like that? Like what the fuck? No, you ain't supposed to be in there. You supposed to be making fucking movies in the fucking sweatshop and shit.
A gigantic feud
Making
with
movies.
DeSantis. After trading insults online and some off-color remarks, the disagreement heated up. DeSantis started using the power of the state against Disney, going straight for the throat. He got rid of Disney's special tax district, which they ran themselves, replacing it with a hostile board of his close allies. Using the district, Disney had been able to govern their own tracts of land with minimal government intervention. DeSantis even threatened to set up a prison or a competitor theme park right next to Disney World, Florida. Disney retaliated by suing DeSantis, protesting the recent changes as unconstitutional and demanding the reinstatement of their special privileges. Whilst the legal battle is still ongoing, it's already rumored that DeSantis is looking for a way out, especially as
No shit. I ain't gonna lie. That was funny and shit like that, but Disney ain't gonna let that shit slide. Nigga, I feel like Disney would rather put a hitman on a nigga before you try to run them out they shit. Man, please. Man, Disney hire a hitman to try to stop that shit from happening.
it could overshadow his upcoming presidential election. Disney also isn't too keen on the tax breaks and advantages they lost, especially with the wider company in chaos. On the whole though, fighting a legal battle with Disney isn't really the best idea. Their legal department is the best paid in the world, and lets them through lawsuit after lawsuit at whoever challenges them. But this is also a huge reason for their massive downfall in recent years. Disney's predatory corporate structure is finally destroying them from within, and it's the reason behind all of their awful choices in the past few years. Most of the company is useless on its own because it's solely dedicated to extracting wealth from their intellectual property. Disney World and all of the billions of products they sell all relies on their hoard of culture. They make billions licensing out the Disney name across the world. Most international Disney Worlds aren't even actually run by Disney. But with such a valuable prize, they need some serious legal muscle to enforce the laws. Disney's legal department is so outsized and monolithic that the new chief legal officer made nearly $15 million in 2022, amounting to almost the same size as the CEO's salary. The previous chief legal officer was the best paid in the world, and their new one will remain in the top spot. All this money and power combined with tens of millions for political lobby.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, boy. They try to fuck over the regular people that's working there, boy. You supposed to be knocking out the shit that really matter, boy. You gotta say, hey, y'all salaries gotta go down a little bit, man. Fuck out of here. If y'all ain't agreeing to these new salary shit, y'all gotta go. Yeah, boy, we can't keep paying this $15 million. I mean, you important a job, but 15 million, my boy. No, I don't think you that important. I could go get another one. Fuck out of here. Irreplaceable.
Given Disney virtual immunity, and if you just want a taste of how much influence Disney has, the two Disneylands in the US have the same airspace restrictions that are reserved for military bases. They're the only two places in America not run by the government with that privilege. And it's all of these parts of Disney that feed off their intellectual property, and over time, they've become the vast majority of what the company is. They've kept it going indefinitely by literally changing the copyright laws, getting more extensions to the deadline than a struggling college student. Over 100 years and into the future, the only thing they're going to lose is Steamboat Willie specifically, a cartoon from 1928. Its lifespan as property of Disney has been extended.
I thought they were supposed to be losing a bunch of licenses and all that shit. I remember a list coming out, they were supposed to be losing a bunch of them, like Iron Man and all that shit. No, they were supposed to be losing a bunch of people.
So far, and everything else will stay under Disney's control indefinitely. These other parts of Disney, corporate parts, have spread like a cancer, completely outgrowing the past.
But never mind, the legal team getting paid good to do what they do.
As the company has been infected by the corporate side of the business. You see, in recent times, Disney has found itself increasingly catering to the demand of its investors. Under the leadership of its new cost-conscious and relentless executives, Disney has been tight for money, doing everything they can to make a profit, no matter the cost. And this trend has been going on for several years now. This greedy cost-cutting method of making money didn't really seem to harm Disney. Their reputation was immaculate, and they had the confidence to do anything to make money. But they would eventually take it too far a few years ago, as in their quest to maximize profits, they reached a point of denying grieving parents the right to place an image of Spider-Man on their 4-year-old child's tombstone. Disney justified this by stating that they wanted to preserve the quote, magic and innocence of their characters, unless of course the father was willing to pay a substantial fee. But it didn't stop there, because this highlighted the much bigger issue that has been plaguing Disney for the last few years, and this comes from its investors' political strategy. You see, Disney's former CEO Bob Iger stated that the company should be taking a stand on political issues and will no longer shy away from politics in the future. This would be a statement that would come back to bite Disney company horrendously, and it likely trickled down from BlackRock, one of Disney's top shareholders, owning 120 million shares within Disney. Now, to be clear, BlackRock is a powerful investment management firm, overseeing approximately 10% of all stocks traded globally, which amounts to about $10 trillion in assets. Bloomberg even
what's up, God? That's, oh my God, I don't even know what to say. That's just a lot of fucking money. Oh, bro, imagine playing with that much fucking money. But I was gonna say, I thought BlackRock was like real estate and shit like that. But I guess not. If motherfuckers say they own 10% of everything. Yeah, damn. Them motherfuckers making bank, whoever started that shit.
referred to BlackRock as, quote, a fourth branch of government. BlackRock's founder and CEO, Larry Fink, has personal connections with the former Treasury.
That motherfucker. This motherfucker, a rich motherfucker. Smart as shit. Well, not smart as shit, but he know how to make some connections or something. Just, God damn.
Secretary Timothy Geithner, and BlackRock has control over several major banks, which is why Fink is often considered the most influential man in America, because most investors and banks use BlackRock's ESG ratings to decide whether to invest in a company. And to be clear, an ESG rating, according to BlackRock, measures a company's exposure to long-term environmental, social, and governance risks. These risks include things like energy efficiency, worker safety, and board independence, which can have significant financial implications if not properly managed. But then in 2018, this score underwent a change, when Fink wrote a letter to all the companies under his influence, stating that they must, quote, contribute to society or risk losing our support, adding that, quote, society is demanding that companies, both public and private, serve a social purpose. And of course, Disney would do anything it can to satisfy its biggest investors.
Oh, that's why they wouldn't. Oh, okay. I still don't understand why he making that decision. Like, why would you tell everybody to go woke? What's the point in that? Is he gay or something? Is that what it is? I don't understand why you would tell everybody to go woke. But hey, I understand why they did it. Never mind.
So it shouldn't be any shock that Disney has the second highest ESG rating in the entertainment industry, which is why today we see Disney at the forefront of the recent push for social justice and progressivism. Now, the first crack started to show when Disney became increasingly political, strongly opposing Florida's new public education bill, which prevented teachers from educating children below 3rd grade about sex and gender ideology. Now, it's unclear why Disney is so vehemently opposed to this particular bill, or why a multinational billion-dollar company that relies on the state of Florida would suddenly weigh in on grade school education, unless it's somehow related to their ESG rating. But it didn't stop there. Disney is at the forefront of educating people on white privilege, giving their employees white privilege checklists.
Ain't no way.
Internal program that
Ain't no way.
of training modules on anti-racism, as they frequently instruct their employees not to question the lived experiences of their black colleagues and to challenge colorblind ideologies and rhetoric.
I hate that so much. I'm gonna be dead serious. I really hate that. Like, y'all try to be so inclusive and all that. I be hating that shit so much. Like, it don't fucking make sense to me. Like, when you see shit like that on the internet, it's just like you start cringing and shit. Like, oh my God, why is you doing this? Stop it, man. We know you don't give a fuck. Why is you doing this? Stop that. Like, you can see their attentions real easy. Like, that shit just aggravating.
recommending materials to their employees like, quote, 75 things white people can do for racial justice, and your kids are not too young to talk about race, all while they censor black people from their movie posters in China and actively support the government accused of genocide and racial segregation. Because while fighting for gay rights in the West, they're happy to instantly fold to censorship in other countries. The only reason Lightyear made it into the news cycle last year was because of the same-sex kiss scene and the predictable controversy that surrounded it. But Disney cut that scene from release in Russia, China, and the Middle East. Other films, including Endgame, were doctored for foreign release to take out any LGBT-friendly scenes. And it's decisions like this that show Disney's hypocrisy and corporate greed for what they really are. When profits are at stake, they always put the money over everything else. Just look at their opposition to Hollywood strikes. Surely this modern, diverse company should support workers' rights and fair pay for the people who keep them afloat, right?
Oh boy, Disney gangster as fuck on the little strike right now, boy. Nigga, they cut trees down, so nigga, they say nigga be hot. Nigga, fuck up out of here. Be hot, nigga, die, catch heat stroke and shit. Nigga, that's what Disney saying. What Disney gangster is for?
Strikes disruptive and said the right to speech and fair play were unrealistic, all while making $27 million a year. But soon, Bob Iger's in for an awakening. Disney is on the brink of collapse. A few more flops could really be the push they need to finally fall apart. But with their awful track record for ethics and honesty, it's been a long time coming.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't think Disney go fail. I can't even see a world without Disney being there. That'd be crazy as fuck. Be like, oh, Disney went bankrupt. Nigga, they been the fucking at the top since fucking what, the 60s or 70s or something like that. Like, I can't even see them failing. That shit crazy. But shit, if they keep going, they go fail. And all you're gonna be able to do is look back and be like, damn, they used to be putting out some good shit.